Hello and welcome. This is Witchcraft. My name is a fusion between wish and witchcraft, and this is because I like to use magic as well as energy readings, energy work, and spirit work to empower people to help them live their best life. In case you need support of any type, you can find my Etsy shop down below and you can contact me there on Etsy in case you are interested in one of the services I offer there, or you need a special service, special help, and we can just chat about what we can do for you. I really enjoy individual guidance, and I will also have third-party readings coming, or I do have a third-party removal spell. For those of you who may need one on my Etsy shop, I do not yet have a third-party reading online, which is long overdue, I think. And yeah, so let's just jump into the reading. Please keep in mind this is a collective reading, so only part of the messages may resonate. From my experience, for most of you who clicked on this reading, most of the messages should also resonate in some shape or the other. Yeah, so the way I do this is we are first going to look into the general energy of this third party connection. So for all three parties, what is kind of going on? What is the general vibe? This kind of ensures that early on in the reading, you can already kind of tell whether this may be your reading or not. It's kind of like in other readings, some readers do this as a sort of energy check-in. And then we have the energy between you and your person and the energy between the third party and your person. Even if you kind of identify as the third party, because perhaps the other connection was established before you came into your person's life, this still kind of makes the other person, in my lingo, the third party. Okay, just so that you know. If you kind of feel like it, you may mix and match if it's not too confusing, or like pick the side of the third party if you resonate more with it. Either way, you can kind of fare with the reading as you see fit, as benefits you the most, because you are like the recipient of it. I kind of like to see it as a way, I'm a medium, so I'm basically just the translator of the messages, okay? And whatever comes through, sometimes it even happens that like spirit directly communicates to you through me, and I'm just kind of the mediator, the translator between us. Okay, if this reading does not resonate, we will do plenty of third-party readings, or like just your person's thoughts and feelings, or like love readings in the future. And I'll be there for you at least once a week. So subscribe in any case if you would like to vibe with me in the future. Okay? So if at any point during this reading you may feel triggered somehow, just feel free to click off the reading and like, there's a fruit fly coming into my business just now. What are you doing here, lady? We will see how that kind of fits into the reading and resonates. For some of you, the third party may actually be the person who came in, or like I just see like it could also be you. It could have been you, like a person coming in and sort of just wondering about it and like not really thinking this would be big business, or like thinking this could turn out to be a serious thing. It kind of turned serious. I kind of just got like this channeled message. Okay, let's just put these aside for a second and let's focus on the general energy of the third party connection. Okay, so this is for all three of you basically. And we kind of like, in any case, to include the third party at all, but we kind of have to, right? So we have new beginnings, dawn, and I kind of want to keep it in reverse because it just came out in reverse. I don't want to have this in diverse. Okay, some of you could be non-binary, diverse. Or like the issues, the problems could be diverse, or it could be one person has like diverse partners. Don't feel triggered if you like, if your intuition says no, if like there's a pit in your stomach or like something in your heart like twitches and it doesn't really feel right, or like you feel anxious, it's probably not your message. Okay, we have the bristle cone pine, sort of this tattered tree. It has like spider webs in it, and like part of it, like look at this, it's like kind of two trees in one. This part sort of looks like a dragon almost, and like part of the tree doesn't have any leaves left. Very interesting. Okay, we have, oh my god, I don't want to pronounce that because I fear I don't want to dishonor the goddess and like butchering her name. And like I also don't want to offend any Kali devotees. So I'm just gonna show it into the camera, okay? And I'm not gonna, I hope I aimed for the camera correctly. I haven't really filmed in this angle, at this angle before. And we have lavender sleep. I kind of almost feel like a reverse energy in this card too. Kind of interesting that we have like dawn and like sleep there. Okay, before we go into the reading, I kind of want to draw a few tarot cards before we at all, because I have further oracle cards drawn, but I don't, like aside from these two, but I kind of want to go a bit more into the tarot. By the way, this is a beautiful tarot deck. I really warm-heartedly recommend it. It's the Botticelli Tarot. It has like these shiny designs, like it's the world, but it's the Venus, right? I just heard for some of you this may resonate. It could be like your person called you Venus once, like a siren or Aphrodite, which like don't tell people like they look like Aphrodite, okay? Say that as an ex Aphrodite. Like I don't worship her. I'm Christian. Like I'm monotheistic, you could better say. But like I worked with her sort of spiritual entity. Okay. By the way, I shuffle in a bit of a weird way because I have really small hands. So don't mind me. Okay, so this is going to be the general energy of the third party as well. This is going to be the general energy of you and your person. This is going to be the general energy of your person and the third party. And now I want to draw. By the way, I don't have like an entirely fixed system. I kind of, if you're like interested in people who have like a really fixed system, I would check out like Ezot Tarot, Julicis Manifestations, as well as Hope Tarot Daily. They all have like kind of the same system they go through for third party readings. I don't. I really just like intuitively channel what is coming to me at the moment and like what would benefit the situation most. Okay, so let's stop the rambling now. I want to get one card for your person's feelings to you. I want to get one card about their thoughts towards you, one card for their feelings towards the third party, and one card for their thoughts towards the third party. Bottom of the deck energy is the Ace of Wands in reverse and the Sun. Okay, let's have a look at this. I feel kind of anxious. I feel anxious. I feel really like sort of like I'm doing certain things with my hands I usually don't do. So it could be this is like your person's, and No, I just heard it's the third. Spirit said like the third party. Okay, it's the third party's energy. Very interesting. Okay, so we have the strength as general major energy. It's like taming the beast. I just heard taming the beast. For the connection energy between you and your person, we have chant, hear me loud, hear me roar. For I am here in my truth. Okay, so now we kind of know that this strength energy probably applies to you. I'll put them here in the middle. And for their energy towards the third party, like their connection energy, it's the cow. May the embrace of all that is nurturing you awaken in all that you are becoming. Just her transformational energy. Okay. I also have separate oracle cards here. I'm also going to unveil just. So we have one oracle card for you. It's the scale. We have one card for your person, Palomino. And one card for the third party, White Owl. Owl. I always kind of say owl. What the fuck? And then we have your energy being the elk. The energy being the horse. I told you, like, people tell me, like, you select certain cards. I don't. Like, because I didn't shuffle these live, people are going to tell me that I selected these cards. I really didn't. And like for the third party, we have the dolphin. Okay, really cute. Really cute. Kind of a cute energy. So for some of you, whereas like this is a bit more of a stable energy, a strong sort of settled energy, I'm getting Empress vibes from here. So you could resonate with either side. Let's have a look at another energy card for their relationship. We have the Three of Wands in reverse. For you, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. Some of you could be in a no contact situation. In regards to thoughts, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. Their feelings for the third party, Eight of Swords in reverse. Their feelings towards the third party. I'm getting really jumbled up. I feel like really weird, to be honest, on this side. We have the Two of Swords in reverse in regards to their thoughts towards the third party. Ooh, okay, I'm getting, yeah, okay, just give me another second. So, thoughts towards you. We have the Ten of Wands in reverse. Feelings. This person, your person, does not know to kind of tell their thoughts and feelings apart. They don't really, I believe it could be a person who kind of has emotional issues, who is not that great at kind of deciphering their own feelings. And so a lot of like their thoughts are like really triggering their feelings and they don't even notice. So it's like they're producing, like I do believe they are the sort of person who would come to the conclusion that they're like feeling a certain way because there's reason to feel this way. So for example, they are feeling sad because your case is hopeless, for example, but they are not realizing that they are like thinking hopeless thoughts. So this is like their thoughts are producing their feelings and they don't understand this. They are unable to decipher this. Okay. And we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. A lot of reversals. I also kind of have the feeling this person does not realize that a lot of the blockages, again, which kind of happen in this connection with you are like not real legit blockages. They come about because they like take certain action or don't take certain action. Like they're all kind of rooted in them. I do believe that recently they've had this really unruly, wild energy, while they themselves would have persisted if you are at all in contact with your person, that they are really like enlightened, that they are really like clear, that they really know their shit, and actually like no, they don't. So what is going on here? Let me tell you, the third party, and like you have to choose, you have to pick a side, I would say. You have to choose whether you're like the elk person and the scale person, or the white owl and dolphin person. And I do believe that like the animals especially will like say something to you. And I kind of have the feeling that this is the more established side. So like if your relationship with your person was established before the third party came in, you may resonate more with this side. If it's like fairly, like not fairly new, but if you like came in after there was already like an established situation, for example, an already committed connection, or like a marriage even or something, then you would probably resonate more with you being this side. Because I don't want to offend anyone, but I'm quite deadpan. I'm quite blunt when it comes to my readings. Okay, so don't be offended. Person who's on this side, they're faking a bit. With the white owl, with the white owl and the dolphin, as I told you, I'm getting a really cute energy. It's a bit of a pick me girl energy. To be honest. Which is a bit weird because I'm partially getting from the tarot, especially, a bit more of a settled energy, which is what I said for these two oracle cards on this side, right? But actually, I'm getting like, I told you, like this would be the more established connection. I'm kind of, when I had a look at these cards, I was seeing in my mind a woman of like around 40. It doesn't matter if like their party is a woman or not, but I'm kind of just seeing this like as a middle-aged woman. And like I'm even seeing relatively specific looks, but I'm not going to describe them because I feel like it wouldn't really resonate with most people. I kind of see like relatively short. I'm just gonna say this, relatively short, bobbish kind of blow dried brown hair, like hazel nut brown hair, like a lighter brown, which goes more in the direction of red, and like a sort of blow dry style, like really kind of the ends of the hair rounded inwards with a brush. You know what I mean, I suppose. And for like longer hair, I would see like a colored blonde. So like even if they're blonde, even if they were blonde, it's now a colored blonde, like long blonde hair, but like relatively thin blonde colored hair. Kind of see like such a person here. I would not be confused, honestly, if like this third party and your person are not really in contact anymore. I do see them in a situation in which um it's like they could be meeting up for work reasons. It doesn't have to be work, but for like really practical reasons. And I kind of get the feeling that this third party may be trying to get this person, your person, back. Because I do believe that there's something about your person where your person suddenly, I just heard their prime. So like suddenly this person is like in their prime. Could be, for example, they started working out again, they bought new clothes, they like got a new haircut, and they look like really great, or like much better than the third party had in mind before. Yeah, and I kind of feel like for both sides that you may be trying to ignore the person in the middle a bit, because it's like they are sort of facing you as the audience, whereas the dolphin is kind of turning to this side and the elk is turning to this side. So it could even be that both of you are currently not in real solid communication with the person in the middle of this whole situation. And for some of you, it could be because of a betrayal. I just heard it could be because the person in the middle uttered some lie. They were not. I just heard for some of you, it wasn't really such a bad lie. It wasn't really that bad. Or it could be some of you are kind of gaslighting yourself, or your person is sort of gaslighting you into believing that it's not that bad. And actually, it was the only thing which matters. I just heard is like that it hurt you. And that's all there is about it. For the third party, I just heard all decisions are done. All decisions are done. So if there was a decision pending, for example, the last you talked with a person that kind of wanted to break up or like wanted to go through a divorce, for example, that I just heard it's done and over. I'm getting really like exhausted vibes from the person in the middle, and like a lot of self-care vibes. So they may be taking really great care of themselves. For those of you where you came in to an already established connection, and also those of you who were in an established connection, I just heard the relationship was already dead. So I'm kind of getting like tense vibes for some of you who may have been in like a long-term connection. If this does not resonate, then it does not resonate. Okay, period. But for some of you, it could really like resonate that you already knew a long time before like a potential third party came in, that you were like beating a dead horse. There was nothing really which could be salvaged about your connection. But you kind of persisted because like just out of principle, which is like, I'm getting really like a lot of tears, a lot of, I just heard, notice me, senpai. I'm very sorry that like I'm saying this in such a situation, but it's just what Spirit just told me. Like this side is really notice me, senpai, and if you resonate with this side, I kind of believe that you may be trying to just get this person's attention again, that you kind of want this person to like be in contact with you again, to start something new, something fresh again. But honestly, especially if your person cheated on you, no matter if emotionally or physically, sexually, are they like worth it? Like, do you truly believe that like this is a connection you should return back to? Like, I can imagine and I can even relate to some degree to like having feelings for a person even though they hurt you, and that you can't really change a lot about feelings of love towards a person. But if you hurt each other a lot, I'm kind of like just wondering whether it's truly worth it, you know? Because I'm wondering whether you wouldn't resonate with a statement, like if you were the person who was in a long-term connection with this person, if you wouldn't resonate with the phrase of like you both being in your prime now, and like perhaps like Spirit is saying, perhaps you should wonder why you weren't in your prime. I just heard boyfriend or girlfriend effect, you know, like I know it's kind of different, like boyfriends on like social media usually looking better like when they are in a relationship, but I kind of see it as like in this case you both having looked worse and like felt worse in this relationship than you do now, in case you're not in this relationship anymore, or you're on some sort of break, or you had an argument and you're not talking anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like we used to do. Doesn't it go kind of like this? It's sort of like it makes me feel like there was a lot of miscommunication. There was a lot of issues and like trauma for if you're like the newer connection. I do believe a lot of like this being triggered, perhaps even lashing out at each other, and like miscommunication wasn't really caused because of you too. It was more like caused because of past trauma. And for the longer established connection, I'm getting like you just didn't really have anything to say to each other. And I thought for a second about saying you didn't have anything left to say to each other. But honestly, I just heard, no, you didn't have anything to say to each other. From the very beginning, you weren't as compatible. I do believe you kind of wished you would be very compatible. And I do believe many of you who were, yeah, I really resonate with the were for some reason, were in like the long-term connection, or like still are in the long-term connection. I do believe back when you started the connection, the relationship, if it is one at all, got for some of you, because for some of you, I could imagine you've been seeing each other for a long time, but it was kind of like, oh my god, I feel horrible now. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but I have to say it. I have to say it, even if it hurts. Get yourself like a nice cup of tea, a hot chocolate in a second if this really triggers you. Do something nice. Do a lot of self-care. Do good for you, okay? Promise me, please. But I have to say, for some of you, it may have been a shut up ring situation that you really kind of like. And if that's not you, it is the third party. Like, I just want to say it about like this side, the third party, if you resonated with that. But like for some of you in the long-term connection, it may have been a shut up ring. Or like for the person in the long-term connection, it may have been a shut up ring. It may have been that like the person in the middle did not really want to commit, either because they did not really feel safe or because they kind of felt like wild and they did not want to give their liberty away. But for some of you, like, you just wanted a partner. You just wanted a partner, a husband, a wife, a spouse. And it wasn't really like you cared as much about the person. And now it could also be kind of that it turns into a situation of you would like to continue this situation out of principle, or like the third party. You have to kind of rephrase it in your head, okay? But like this way, it resonates for a lot of people, in contrast to just like kind of putting one sort of stamp on it, okay? But either the third party or you, depending on who was in the long-term connection, which would more be like this side, you may have just craved connection and like a certain social status, a certain social standard. Like, and it could just be what at the time the person in the middle also wanted, because they did not really see any other relationship on the horizon, because they really wanted family, because they just wanted convenience a bit, because they thought you were really beautiful. And I kind of just get vibes of why not, which is horrible, which is horrible, horrible, horrible. You should never enter like a partnership or a marriage even because you think, why not? No, don't do it, okay? And it's kind of like, if you look at this tree, remember what I said in the beginning? It's kind of like one side, it kind of looks like it hasn't had leaves in ages. That hasn't had leaves in ages. It kind of looks like this side was struck by lightning early on, and then it just died. It just died and it ceased to grow any leaves whatsoever. It could be like the relationship kind of died early on. It could be there was a loss of trust early on. For example, some of you, I just heard only a few of you could resonate with this though. So you should really reflect on whether this connection is serving you. I just heard, because for some of you it may very well be that it's much wiser to just let it go. And if you resonated with this side, I would kind of journal about, or like even get a reading with a reader you trust. Or like if it's general readings, like don't make major life decisions based on general readings, but perhaps just consult a few more general readings on your overall connection, not just on third party situations. Because with third party readings, it's a lot about who wins. Okay, it's a lot about who's going to be the winner out of this. When actually people don't realize, to some degree, all three parties are kind of losers, because it may just happen that like one person who's in a long-term connection falls in love with somebody else, or it could be like you both are in long-term connections with other people and you fell in love with each other. Or perhaps you just kind of barge into a connection and you didn't even mean to, or perhaps you meant to because you have feelings for a person or you're interested in a person. Like, it's all possible. And like, in my opinion, there's like no real shame or fault in any of this. Okay. I kind of want to... I want to get cards on your next interaction, strangely. And I'm gonna make it tarot cards. I'm gonna pack these back into the deck. I kind of want to... Usually I have like God knows how many tarot decks, and I could just choose another tarot deck. I kind of don't want to for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, one fell already out. 5 of Wands. Okay. 10 of Wands in reverse again. Seven of Swords in reverse. 4 of Swords in reverse. Oh God. 4 of Wands. Is okay. I kind of want to get 2 clarifying cards. I'm going to explain to you in a second why too. These are in French and I don't know any French. But this is, I can see on the Roman numeral, this is the Magician. Okay, so we have bottom of the deck energy is the King of Swords in reverse. So we have the 5 of Wands, we have the 10 of Wands in reverse. We already had this on the side of the like younger connection for most of you, like on this left side. We have the 7 of Swords in reverse, we have the 4 of Swords in reverse, we have the 4 of Wands, and this is clarified for the Dolphin side by the Magician in reverse, and for the Elk side with the Knight of Wands. And I'm going to tell you now why I've drawn 2 clarifying cards for the different options. Because I was really confused when the 4 of Wands just came out. And now that I drew 2 clarifying cards, it's very evident why I had the feeling, the intuitive feeling that I needed to do this way. So let me tell you, there's going to be conflict the next time you see each other either way. For most of you, I just heard it's not going to be major conflict. So if you don't really talk anymore, if you had a really severe argument, I don't really see this being resolved immediately. So it could either be that you kind of just stare at each other in really hostile fashion for quite some time. And you don't really say anything. It could also be that it's sort of talking about multiple meetings. Okay. So it could be, for example, you see each other in the hallway when you work together, you sort of stare at each other in a hostile fashion, and you really feel that like this argumentative energy emanating from each other. And then it could like be another time where you're kind of just like, can we talk? Or perhaps it's just even a message from them to you, or like from you and to them. Even though I kind of feel like for some of you, it's really not a good idea to message them. So if you were kind of wondering whether you should, I honestly wouldn't. I would just wait. You have to wait it out. And I know it's annoying, but no matter what situation you're in, I don't really see it in the cards that it's a great idea to contact them right now. Because we have a lot of like source energy in reverse. For those of you who resonate more with the elk side, or where for like the younger connection, for most of you, but just kind of if you resonated with the elk side or you picked the elk side, I I just heard outside because it kind of sounds similar to when I said elk side. So yeah, it could be that this meeting initiated, and for many of you, it's going to be outside. So it could be, I just heard Christmas market. It could be Christmas market if you resonate with that, or like in winter, or like during these months, October, December, for like certain areas, there are even markets or like important events going on, depending on your religion, depending on your area, the sort of folklore attached to it. So just pick what resonates. It could be you kind of meet them in this sort of fashion, or you get a phone call or text message or email when you're outside. For a very few of you who like really resonate with a friend being sort of the connector between the both of you, I also see like you perhaps meeting a friend, like a mutual friend, and outside, like just randomly for most of you, and they're going to talk to you about this person, and you're going to get one piece of information which is really kind of important to you for some reason, like really crucial, and it may be about a specific question you have asked yourself for a long time. For some of you, it could be, for example, does this person still care about me? And then like this friend sort of tells you that like they reacted in a very sort of particular fashion to your name, for example. But those of you in the more long-term connection, or if you resonated with the dolphin side, I don't really see this going anywhere. Don't kill the messenger. Like for the people on the Knight of Wands side, if your person really meets up with you at sight, I do see a situation which could actually lead to commitment, or at least to stability. It could be that certain issues you two had surrounding this third party situation are resolved. For example, your person apologizes if they did something wrong. They also may give you certain pieces of information you had not had before. So they may actually be the one who gives you these pieces of information outside. They may be bit guarded at first, and if they seem detached or like a bit angry for the elk side, I do not really see this being about you. Or like, even if they are sort of angry because of you, it's not that you caused this. It may just be they are angry at themselves for being such an idiot, for example, and like almost putting your connection on the line. And this is why they're angry. So if they kind of seem angry or like detached, just give them a moment of time, okay? And even if it's sort of like just an hour strolling about, perhaps you can suggest getting something to drink, grabbing a snack, perhaps like just walking for a bit, like looking at the surroundings, some shit, just talking about God knows what. And eventually they will open up about like the whole situation. And especially with the Seven of Swords in reverse, I see like a situation where they apologize for like sneaky behavior, if there has been any, or potential lies, just being not as truthful as they should have been, perhaps like being detached, having ghosted you, anything along these lines. I see like them apologizing for it. If you resonated with the elk side, for the dolphin, oh my god, dolphin side, I kind of see it as a sort of situation where a lot of water has passed under the bridge, and like the attempt to even connect with each other is futile, and like it's even a bit weird. Like I don't know if you think of your bestie, let's just say, um, they may kind of look at you if they know at all. And if you're not telling them, ask yourself why not? Because there may be something wrong with your bestie, or there may be something wrong with your action. Let me tell this to you as your internet bestie, if you want me to be. But yeah, it's kind of like there's no real reason to have this meeting. I sort of feel like, even if you're kind of looking for closure, I don't really see there being any closure. I kind of just, for like this magician, for this dolphin side, I kind of see like the closure only can happen within you. And there's no real closure with your person. There's no real closure outside of it happening inside of you. Yes. So we have two very, very different sides. I hope for both sides, whichever you resonated with. And by the way, if you didn't really resonate with anything, keep in mind this is a collective reading. You may not resonate with any side and may actually have to consult like another third party reading. Actually, in the best case, perhaps even like book personal reading. Perhaps like before, have a few collective readings. There are so many wonderful readers out there who could provide you with amazing services. Yeah. So if this did not resonate, it's completely fine. There's no need to feel super triggered. If you feel super triggered, it could also be a sign that it really did resonate and you really need to think about certain things and just work on certain things. And this actually may be, for example, reflecting about why you actually want this person, if like your connection sort of was really fucked and like didn't really work out. And for those of you who resonated with the outside, it could be, for example, realizing like your person isn't like the top of the world. Like it is kind of clear to you probably why you want them and that you have feelings for them and that you want to be together with them, perhaps. If you resonate with this side, even though like your connection at the moment has been at a hold. But for the outside, I generally see hardship being completed and like leading to happiness. And for the dolphin side, I kind of see hardship being completed and leading to your personal happiness without this person. Okay? So whatever is the case, don't beat yourself up about it. It's all going to be fine. I will do like love reading in the next few weeks if you would kind of enjoy future spouse readings or like readings on your next love interest, your next love relationship, so on. I'm also going to do a few like more tame 18 plus readings. I cannot go too far here on YouTube. But yeah, I have plans for this channel, and if you're interested in this and it resonated, then it would be amazing if you could give some energy back with a subscription or like a thumbs up, comment, and yeah, see you. Love you. Drink something nice. Do something nice for you. Love you. Did it click?